Today we get to begin Mike Mulligan and his Steam Shovel, Story and Pictures by Virginia Lee Burton. Usually at the beginning of a book I give you information about the author, but for now I'm going to wait on that because we're going to read a book about her next week, and so we'll learn more about her and her family. For now, if you're curious, you have this packet that was sent home in the brown bag. Your parents can read to you about her if you all are wanting to know more about her. She's from Massachusetts, which is interesting because remember that's where the Pilgrims landed. And there are other things in this packet that I'll be referring to throughout this week and next, so make sure you know where this is. Let's get started. This is always a favorite among first graders. First of all, do you have any idea what a steam shovel is? Well, there's a picture of part of her, and you can see that Virginia Lee Burton put a face on this steam shovel. So she is making this machine a character in the story. And she has a name. Her name is Mary Ann. And so that is called personification. Can you say that word? Personification. Yeah, it has the word person in it. It means to make something that's not alive seem like a person. And so it's fun to see how she does that in this book. So let's get started. Inside your cover you see a steam shovel, and all the different parts are labeled. So when you get your own book out here in a minute, that'll be fun to read through that and see what the different parts are. So a steam shovel is powered by steam. That means you have to have a fire going, either with coal or wood. That heats up water. When the water boils, it makes steam, and that pressure makes the engine run. Similar concept as a pressure cooker. If your mom has an Instant Pot or some kind of pressure cooker, you can talk to her about how that works. Or your dad. Okay, Mike Mulligan and his Steam Shovel, Story and Pictures by Virginia Lee Burton. Today we will read up to page 11. And it's dedicated to Mike. We will find out who Mike is later on. Mike Mulligan had a steam shovel, a beautiful red steam shovel. Her name was Mary Ann. Mike Mulligan was very proud of Mary Ann. He always said that she could dig as much in a day as 100 men could dig in a week, but he had never been quite sure that this was true. Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann had been digging together for years and years. For Mike Mulligan took such good care of Mary Ann, she never grew old. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who dug the great canals for the big boats to sail through. So in the pictures you see them starting to dig the canal here, and then on this side it gets all the way through. A canal is like a gigantic ditch, a big waterway that connects an ocean to another ocean, or a big sea to another sea. If you're curious, you could look up something online about the Panama Canal. That's a famous one. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who cut through the high mountains so that trains could go through. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who lowered the hills and straightened the curves to make the long highways for the automobiles. It was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who smoothed out the ground and filled in the holes to make the landing fields for the airplanes. That's where we have to stop today. So I want you to get your book out and read pages 1 to 11 with your best expression. Before you do that, let's go over some vocabulary words. Okay, look at this picture. Can you tell what this little boy is doing? I think he's a Boy Scout and he's doing the Pinewood Derby. race, if any of you have ever heard of that. He has a wooden car, and he has a piece of sandpaper. He's rubbing the sandpaper on this wooden car. Can you think of a word that might describe what he is doing to the wood? Smoothed. He smoothed the wood. Smoothed. Okay, what are these? Bunch of cars, right? Can you think of a synonym for cars? Automobiles. Do you ever use that big word? We just read it in the book. Automobiles. It's not biles, it's beals. Okay, this one's pretty easy. It's money, and how much is it for? How many dollars is it? 100. Very good. He thinks she can dig as much in one day as 100 men can dig in I think it's a week. Who is that guy on the $100 bill? Do you recognize him? Ben Franklin. Okay, now you should know what this is. Just like Mary Ann, but it's a real life one. Steam shovel. Very good. Like a big digger that's powered by a steam engine. That's why it has to have a smokestack. It has a fire going in it. Okay, remember what I said was a big, I called it a ditch when we were looking at it earlier, between two oceans? That's right, canal. Canal. Well, it's plural. Canals. Canals. What are the cars driving on? Not just a road, it's bigger than that. Highways. Very good. Let's read through those real quick. Smooth. Automobiles. 100. Steam shovel. Canals. Highways. Look at that IGH phonogram and AY phonogram. Okay, we'll take a quick peek at our sight words. I want you to mark these after you get off of the video. Some of these are words we just read. 100. Okay, we just read that one. Automobiles. We had a card for that one. I think that's it on this page. Okay. Look at this word. It has an IE phonogram. What's the first sound of IE? It's the E, right? Diesel. 2 over that S. Diesel. You could say diesel too, I think. This is a kind of fuel. You can't put this in your car, but the big trucks on the highway use diesel. Airports. Airports. County. Notice it's not country like in caps for sale. There's no R here. County. Deciding. Okay, so this comes from the word decide, which was a magic E word, but you have to drop the E to add ing. So it's kind of like this I stands in for the magic E to make that say its name. Deciding. Ing. Telegraph. PH makes the F sound. Okay, come back up here to this gigantic word. Let's cover some of it up. First, we have an AI phonogram. So we can read this first part. We have a blend and then A. Stray. 10. There's the word 10. And then ed. Suffix. Past tense ending. Okay, so the GH is silent in this word, as it is a lot of times. So we have straightened. Straightened. Straightened out the hills. automobiles, and gas. Oh yeah, this. No, I don't think we had this word card. Gasoline. Odd job E there, because the I is making its second sound, or third sound. I-E, gasoline. It's not a magic E. Gasoline. Okay, practice your sight words. Read pages 1 to 11 in Mike Mulligan in your best expression, and have fun. You're going to enjoy this book.